Hey, what's up guys, it's Cubing Coded, and obviously I really like cubing. It's just a great thing to do when there's nothing to do. But there's just some struggles about cubing that I really hate, and hopefully some of you guys could relate to it. So yeah, that should be fun. So the people are probably the best thing about cubing itself, but there's some people out there that really get on my nerves. So let's start with an easy one, the guy that just doesn't want you to complete a solve. Like, you would be solving, right? And then they just decide to stop the timer and start laughing like they're the funniest person ever. Like, there was this one guy that was like 18 but looked like he was 12, and he just seemed to hate whenever I finished a solve. Like, I swear, every single solve that I did, he would just stop the timer and then start laughing at me. And I would be laughing back because I think I'm pretty freaking nice, but then inside I just really wanted to freaking beat him up. There's also those kids that probably watch too many world records because after every single time they get a decent solve, they would basically go insane. Like, honestly, I'll just be hanging out at a competition and I hear this huge scream on the other side of the building, so I looked over and I'll just see this 10-year-old hopping up and down because he just got a 19-second solve. So there's so many struggles about cube maintenance that I could like divide it into 3 sections: cleaning cubes, reassembling cubes, and stickering cubes. So cleaning cubes obviously sucks, and especially when companies overlube their cubes. This is like one of the worst experiences I have ever had with a cube. So I got the Chi Ruho when it first came out, and I got mine, and Chi decided that they were going to overlube their 6x6. And the thing about 6x6s is that they're not that fast, and they can't have a lot of lube, because then it would just be slow. But apparently they didn't understand that, so they just spam lubed inside, and I had to take apart the cube, and then get a paper towel, and wipe every single piece individually. That wasted like 2 hours of my life. So odd layer cubes are generally pretty easy to assemble, but even layer cubes, they're the worst. I remember when I first popped my 2x2 and it was like in pieces, okay, and I thought this was going to be easy because assembling a 3x3 is easy. So I tried assembling it and I didn't know that there was 3 edges that had these little ridges to connect them to the center that all had to be adjacent to each other. And when I assembled it, it didn't turn. And every single other 2x2 is the worst thing to assemble ever. Like, every single 2x2 has these like huge pieces and you can't stick them inside the edge area because they just don't fit. So instead you have to like insanely loosen the cube so then you can actually put the pieces in. And then there's 4x4s. So like you have to put the edges together and there's 3 pieces for the edges because that's just how 4x4s work. And then this happens so many times where you're putting one of the edges in and then all the other edges like fall apart. And then there's 6x6, which is the same thing, just worse. So restickering smaller cubes is fine because they're really small, it doesn't really take that long, but like 5x5, 6x6, 7x7s, like even taking off all the stickers takes forever. And if you don't have application tape, good luck because it's going to take way too long and you're probably going to do a pretty bad job, because I know I did. So that's all I have. Hopefully some of you guys can relate to some of these cubing struggles, and yeah, that's all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.